Yo, I am the host of the most, Royal God Packs. Welcome back to the channel. Today we got some One Piece card game, and we're gonna do something a little different. I know the title of the video says unboxing, and we're literally gonna unbox this, but I already have these cards in the sleeve, and this is an actual sealed deck right here, but I don't see myself opening this anytime soon. Maybe in the future, but I want to keep these sealed for, you know, collector's purposes, and if I really want it, if I'm really enticed, I might sell way later down the line when the game has, you know, picked up and flourished and whatnot. But let's take a look at this box. This is the Animal Kingdom Pirates, aka Beast Pirates, and as you can see, first edition. Now with Bandai usually they don't really have first edition stamps like this, but this was a kind of a surprise what they did with One Piece. And obviously One Piece is, you know, part of the big three, the most, I guess, hype anime in the world, as well as, you know, most hype manga. So it's a fan favorite, and I kind of thought they was gonna do something different with it, and they did. So we're gonna open this and see what we get besides the cards and the Don here. So when you get this from pre-release, or if you were to buy this online, you will get these cards as well. These are basically rule cards on how to play the game. I made sure to keep these in here, you know, just in case, but I have multiple, as you can see. You get a play mat as well, and a play mat is one thing we don't have in today's video, but you get that with this pre-release deck right here. And note, when the actual starter decks come out, they will not be this size. It will be a much bigger size, but let's take a look at what we get. So we're gonna go from the leader, right? So first things first, when you open this deck, notice mine is all sleeved. These are actual cards that I haven't played with the Beast Pirates, but I've opened it and put it in my binder just to keep them safe and sleeve them. So you get Big Boy Kaido here, and all cards during the pre-release have this super pre-release stamp. So, you know, these would be kind of sought after, as you can see at the bottom. Starter deck 04001. So you get leader Kaido, and you know, he does what he does. Kind of like want to play Kaido at towards endgame, but I'm not gonna go through the cards. I mean, you can read them and, you know, pause if you want to, but for the sake of the video, not really gonna go too far into it. Just know that his deck basically takes Don away from your field, adds it back to the Don deck, and then do some damage. Like the leader card, he subtracts 7 Dons from yourself, or it could be rested down or active. It goes back to the active or the Don deck, and you take 1 life from your opponent. And next, I have another Kaido, 9 cards Kaido. Notice that 9 right here, basically you need 9 Don to play him. And he does some dastardly stuff as well. You get 2 copies of this bad boy, so you get another one. And look at this slab that fell. Shout out to Conan. You know, let me just put this out here. It's my favorite Pokemon for Alligator, Slab CGC. It wanted to make its appearance, but let's go ahead and continue. So you get 2 of these bad boys. So you also get 2 Kings. Kings is a very good character. You know, in the show, I love King. He's pretty dope. One of my favorite One Piece characters, and it just looks cool. He just looks phenomenal. You get 2 of these as well. Who's Who? What a guy. Who's Who, he gets let's see, 2 as well. Okay, and this is actually a trigger card too. And the way a trigger works is, if they're in your life pile and you pull it after taking damage, you get to trigger the effect on this card and you get to play it. So his trigger is play this card, which means as soon as you get this card from your life, if it's there, you just automatically play it. Okay, so you get 2 copies of that as well. And these are vanilla characters. They don't really have text, but you use them primarily to counter. So if an opponent attacks your leader, if it's 5,000 to 5,000, for example, both leaders or characters have 5,000 power, then you can add this counter to your character to boost his power to 6,000, which negates the attack. So that's really the main purpose of these vanilla cards. That's why you have so many copies of them in the deck. So you get 4, getting Rummies. Jack, what a guy. Jack gets murked though. In the anime, Jack just gets slayed by everybody. But yeah, Jack, you know, he also have a counter. A lot of cards, pretty sure all cards have counters to him as well. So it's one thing to note. But Jack is a 3 cost, and you get 2 copies of him. Sheep's Head, you get 4 copies of him. He's another vanilla. Sasaki, I'm pretty sure you get like 6 copies of him. He has on play effect to help you draw cards. Maybe I'm mistaken. I thought it was 6. Maybe it's just 4. Looks like it's just 4. So you get 4 copies of him, and he's a 3 cost character. You get 4 copies of Black Maria as well. Now she's a blocker, and the way a blocker works is if a card attacks your leader or attacks your character, and if you don't want that leader or character to die, you can activate this blocker by resting the blocker, and then basically they're forced to attack your blocker. So the intended target of attack does not get attacked. Basically, that's what blockers do in this game. We have Queen. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh, Queen, that's a ugly looking. Nah, it's not a girl. I'm just letting you know that. Queen is also a blocker, and yep, 5 costs to play. You can get 2 copies. And look at the waifu, Oti. Oti has 4 copies here. She also has a pretty great old art. You get 4 copies of her as well. But look at him. Oti's a beautiful character. A beautiful character, if you know what I mean. Then we get Page 1. Page 1 is full art. A full art demon, a full art vanilla character, really only used for counters. Like I said before, you get 4 copies of him as well. And we go over to X Drake. X Drake is another full art vanilla character, mainly used for counters. Always good to have counters in your hand, and you don't want to take unnecessary damage if you don't really have to, or you know, if you want to save them, that's probably your best bet to go. Now these event cards are used as if you play Yu-Gi-Oh, think of these event cards as spell cards. So we have Lead, Performer, Disaster. It's also a trigger. So like I said, if it's in your life pile, and if you take damage and you draw it, it triggers its effect. You can have a choice to activate it. You don't have to play a trigger, but it's there if you want it. And this is a good trigger. So effect is draw 1 card, then add 1 card from your down deck instead of this active. You can never go wrong with that. You can never go wrong with that. You don't have to pay 4 costs to activate it if it's a trigger. So you get 2 copies of this as well. Then we got Brachio Bomber. Now Brachio Bomber is also a nice trigger. Note it has 6 costs to play. So if you get this trigger card, come on man, you might as well activate it. But you get 2 copies of this as well. Trying to make sure all these cards are still in order. Then we have how many? 4 blast breaths. This is a great counter to have as well. You know, you activate it, -1 down. When a leader or characters gain 4,000 power during this battle, can stop almost any attack, you know, but they might attack again, so be careful. Then we have this field play or stage card. You know, this can be looked at if you play Yu-Gi-Oh before as being a stage card or a field spell, and it stays in your stage, and what it does is you may rest it once per turn, I think. And if your leader has the Animal Kingdom type, you can see the types at the bottom, which if you're playing purple with Kaido, they will. Then you get to add 1 down card from your down deck and rest it, and you can usually put multiple down if you have it as your disposable. And I said disposal, and then reactivate it. But you get 4 copies of this as well, and that pretty much sums up the Beast Pirate deck. Also, before I stack these back up because I made a mess here, you also get 10 Dons in the deck, and basically you have a pre-release stamp here, and Don is what you use for energy. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty much nothing else to it. You got to use Don to set characters, to make them as active, to activate stage cards, event cards, and whatnot. And you get 10 of these in the starter deck in its first edition, as you can see. Super pre-release stamps on it. And that's pretty much it. So not really an unboxing, but an unboxing, because I did open a box technically, and it's more so a showcase of the Animal Kingdom Pirates Starter Deck 1 First Edition. So that's all I have for you guys today. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Comment down below what you got to say. And if you have anything else you want to input for the channel to help us grow and whatnot, any suggestions would be nice. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Turn on notifications if you aren't new. And I shall see you in the next video. Peace.